Greetings, beautiful Earthlings. Greetings and welcome. I am Kimber Heels, and wow, how's your week going? How is your full blue moon on a Halloween Friday week buildup? I hope it's going well. I know that there is a lot of crazy energy in the collective right now. I know this through what I'm seeing in my practice. I know this through what I'm experiencing in my personal life. And I know this through what I'm feeling in my clairvoyant self as I am a very spongy channel of the conscious collective. So I'm pretty aware of which energies are coming from like a higher, more external source, and it feels like there is a lot of inflammation, is what I would say. And I've even been displaying it myself with the hives on my eyes that some of you guys know I've been dealing with this week. So that does seem to be sort of like the theme this week. This card, by the way, wanted to be the top card. So, yes, today for Tarot Tuesday, oh my word, what are we going to get? First, what are we going to be expecting as far as coming into what's technically not a blue moon? Because a blue moon, technically, I believe, is the fourth moon in one season. I could be wrong on that, but I do know that two moons in 1 month only recently became called sort of like more like termed a blue moon. But in any case, it's going to be also really close to All Saints Day. Mercury will still be in retrograde. The moon will be full. We will be a couple days away from the election. I don't know what else. Anybody else want to pitch in? We will be in Scorpio, which I personally find helpful. But as far as like the spiciness and the inflammation, maybe not be helpful for everybody. So, what we're looking for from this one card pull this week is basically a message to sort of prepare us for anything that might be coming our way through the entire week as we approach what's just going to be a very high energy. It's already been high energy. So we want to sort of maybe have a little heads up on what's coming up, but not to approach this um, double full moon month or the end of the month with any kind of like fear or trepidation. There's really no need for that. It's really just more about knowing that you're prepared and just reminding yourself of that and then seeing what the guides have to come through. So I've been really called to go from the nature and soul yoga wisdom cards. The reason I was called to this deck is because I've been getting a lot of messages through my mentors as well as my guides that we are meant right now to be detaching from drama and going within. And so I chose this deck because I figured yoga kind of is always my go-to, not only to prescribe to my clients, but for myself as far as like tapping into what is really going on with me, especially when I'm trying to figure out if an emotion or a feeling or a notion is actually what's going on with me, or if this is something that I'm picking up from the conscious collective or something that I might have picked up from somebody else. So, for that reason, we're going to take this top card from the yoga deck. So this card is for the conscious collective this week as well. And the message is opening. So this is the Lotus card. Opening is the message this week coming from the nature and soul wisdom. So the Lotus is has been a theme for me this week, definitely. So what is it that we're looking for you all to open to with regard to receiving? We're going into, setting aside the fact that it's, the Mercury retrograde, that it's All Saints Day, Halloween, so-called blue moon, and the election coming up. Just thinking about this entire year, what it is that you've been wanting to open up to. So this is the message of the sacred lotus. It's a symbol that primarily represents untouched beauty and non-attachment. just right there, non-attachment is a big message. So if you find that you're super attached to a notion, to an emotion, to a person, anything like that, just to remember that attachment a lot of times can bring us unnecessary suffering, especially when we're holding on to something that is wriggling and trying to get out of our grip. So the lotus is rooted in the mud, but floats on the water without becoming wet or muddy. Each energy center or chakra is associated with the lotus flower with varying numbers of petals. So this is really ironic because I was planning on bringing through a message for a I was expecting a certain chakra to come through because typically with certain yoga poses they will be focusing on one chakra. That's not the case with the lotus, where it looks like we're more meant to really focus on alignment, just straight up full alignment. So, like the lotus rising from the mud, we can connect to more of who we are in the very moment. So, I'm actually really liking this message a lot to tie into, if you want to call it, the madness of energy that's coming our way. It's nothing to be scared of, like I've been saying. It's something to be prepared for. So this is why we practice, spiritually, whatever it is that you feel vulnerable to when it's like a full moon or high energy. These are the things that we ought to be doing in our daily practices to strengthen for when times might get rough. And that way you're prepared for whether it does or whether it doesn't. So embrace the beauty and the energy of the lotus flower within. The lotus invites you to slow down and take time for the inner work and for reflection. This is a really good message. Typically, reflection is more for your new moon, but right now, I really don't see a whole lot of point in like going out on Halloween, and just putting yourself out there spiritually, making yourself unnecessarily vulnerable. It's just not a good time for that this week, with affirmation from the lotus, is that you are meant to go within. If there are things that you do need to face, you can believe they are going to come up this week. So please do yourself the favor of clearing that karma. Put it behind you. Be strong. I believe in you. Whether I'm talking right now to one of my clients or if it's somebody who just really enjoys these reads, I do believe in you, and I know that you have the strength within you to get through whatever this is that you're fighting through. So the lotus is going to help you guys with that. Tap in. So find a comfortable seat in the lotus pose, which I'm in half lotus right now. It's as if I knew. I was seeing myself do this read before I did the read, and I was like, I'm going to wear a Misfits shirt because I need to represent the strength that we need to kind of like take no shit this week, but also we want to have the divine feminine about us as well to nurture ourselves. Because if you are just carrying in this like destructive, you can all just kiss my ass like kind of energy, you are void of the nurturing that you're going to need to be whole yourself. So we're trying to tap in with that. The lotus is going to help with that. So lotus, allow the palms of your hands to come together in a mudra, which I love. I actually have a post on my page of all different types of mudras that you can hold on to, but I say go with what feels most intuitive for you. So our hands are for healing and forgiving. So finding all of these powerful poses for the hands, something to help you tap in and to keep your mind off of the things that they don't really necessarily need to be in, that are not serving you. Take a few rounds of long, deep breaths and feel yourself going inward. So let's go ahead and do that right now. As you can see, we have lavender burning. Inhale through your nose. Feel your belly expand and your chest expand. And as you exhale, blowing out into the smoke, and let go of all of your stress. This is a really good meditation. So again, just sitting, and if you can't get into the lotus pose, that's okay. You can sit however is most comfortable for you. But really focusing on either clasping the hands or coming into a mudra, like I said, that feels just intuitive for you. This one right here is one of my favorites as well. And just feeling the hands together. If you have dexterity issues or if you don't have movement in your hands, you can just place your hands together, have somebody help you out with that, and just taking a few deep breaths. So why don't we go ahead and inhale through the nose. Belly expands. Feel your chest stretch. And as you exhale, let go of stress. So that's a really good practice that I encourage everybody to perhaps kind of look toward as you're going through your week. If you find yourself feeling the inflammation of the season, and especially this week, try to pull yourself away from too much media if it's not serving you. If you can feel your vibration becoming inflammatory, you probably don't need that in that moment. Maybe it's time to go sit in lotus and do some mudras, or maybe it's time to go out in nature and, just kind of move around a little bit, get some fresh air. So that is the message coming from Lotus. Thank you, Lotus card, for the beautiful message. So sitting just nice and relaxed, breathing, letting everything go this week, and remembering what's important, the big stuff, the fabric of your love, the fabric that keeps all of us together. Love, harmony, these are the things that we ought to be focusing on. So I know you guys got this. Don't even worry about any full moon madness. Just go within, find that inner lotus pose, and know that you've got this. Hope you guys have the best week ever. Love you guys. Bye.